I'm very happy to be here. I'm really happy to see all of you here, and I wish all of us to make the best of this conference. I like conference. It's my second one. Well, my name is Aydin Intekbekov. I am from Kazakhstan. I have been teaching biology, and I have been a science teacher, mentor for about 10 plus years in my country, and now I'm studying PhD in STEM education at University of Massachusetts at Dartmouth. This is my presentation on conceptual paper of how I see reinterpretation of project-based learning in Kazakhstan. Let's go. And it is like through the lens of teacher agency. My question is, why teachers adapt educational reforms? How many of you are teachers? Are they? Oh, thank you. As you see, we have ideal reforms that come from top, yes? And then we come to our classrooms and we look at our kids and students and we think like, oh, it's not possible to do it the same way because I know my kids. And we are left with the options. Or do we go with the ideals from top, or we stay with classroom realities? Because we have local context, student needs, curriculum demands, and many other factors. It was interesting to me to see how here in conference participants think about this topic, and we have asked this question through the application: which statement best reflects your view of educational reform? As you can see, many of people agree that teachers should adapt reforms, and even more said that both fidelity and adaptations are really important. So my work is based on my master's paper, which was about teacher perceptions of project-based learning in one school in Kazakhstan. Just to be short, what I found, teachers really valued PBL. They reported that said that PBL really helps their students to develop such skills like critical thinking, collaboration, problem solving, and many others. But they really faced some challenges like time constraints, resource limitations, assessment pressures, and group work issues. But I was surprised to see that teachers, even though they had these challenges, they didn't stop because they really cared about the students. They said, we'll do it, and they did it, and they did it differently, their own way, their unique way. And it means they kind of adapted PBL. So, we here come to the central puzzle of my presentation. If teachers work under the same reform policy, yes, how we have always different versions of teaching, yeah? And I want to give an example from my personal life, from my teaching. In one school, I was teaching for 10 grades, like 4 parallel grades. Could I explain what's parallel? Like I had 10A, 10B, 10C, 10D, and it was like in the same day. And these classes were one after another. And you know what? The same topic, the same grade, but it was always different. And the later, the better. So it means that I adapted. And then working as a teacher mentor for many years, I also saw like teachers always adapt. They never did the same, even like with the same class. So my question is, where this difference come from? Yeah, I like this slide. I have done it today in the morning. Yeah, like the very recent time. So why do we really adapt? Well, I think from my own experience, because we know our students the best than anyone else, yes, in the world. Because we care about their needs and they are really individual. Because we want the best for them, for their future, for their professions, and I think the most important because we really love them, yeah? And teachers are real heroes for me that really fight for their students no matter what, yeah? And this is the reason why I became a teacher. So, let's go. I got emotional. Now let's delve into some literature. By the way, I'm first year PhD student. Yeah. So just in case. Ecological perspective. Yeah, I can have some mistakes, please. So I use two perspectives. First one is ecological by Bies and Pepper, and they say that a teacher agency, like agency, is never possessed by teachers, but it is achieved through the engagement with context, environment, like concepts, opportunities, resources, and relationships. Second is temporal perspective by Priestley et al. Yes, it's about time, how teachers draw on their past experiences, learned lessons and histories, make decisions in the moment, yes, now, and they have their goals and aspirations, and all this together affect their teaching. And what is unique about my work, what is my contribution, is that I used both of these lenses, both of these perspectives, and I have come up with the term adaptive agency, yes, which combines both of them, but it explains how teachers really adapt reforms, not like once, but over time. So this is how I see adaptive agency. You can see here different types and forms of agency, but what is adaptive agency is it's in the center. It's not like one of the forms, but it combines all of these forms all together, where they work simultaneously. Yes, when teachers reshape, modify, and adapt the reforms. Yeah, and so in this table, we can see how adaptive agency really works in practice in PBL. Yeah. So just to give an example, first one, we have here the different PBL dimensions, as I see, and here I connected this PBL dimension to different forms of teacher agency, and my best favorite one is this one, moral agency, where I'm really connected to moral stuff. So when teachers have the different pressures, yes, from like demands from top and curriculum, they, they switch on the moral agency and they try to connect the projects, PBL projects, the lessons they're teaching to the real life of students and make it more meaningful. And you see here, relational agency is about coordinating roles to become more facilitators rather than just teaching from top. Identity transformations, where teachers shift from providers of information to co-learners, and task evaluative agency, where they can balance different ideas. Epistemic agency, where teachers act as reflective learners. And the last one is project agency, where they envision long-term goals for students and they can adapt. So it's kind of teachers do these adaptations in different times when it relates to different situations, but in the end, it's like adaptive agency that combines all this together, and teachers may not be aware of these agencies, but they do this stuff. So, to come to implications, just shortly, for teacher education, I think that we should really support teachers' adaptability. I think I really like PDs for teachers, yes, and I devote my life for teachers, and I think we should train them how to adapt to reforms. Second, for schools, we create conditions for their professional judgment, like space for collaboration, peer mentoring. For policies, we really want to see teachers as agents of change, not just task implementers, but how they can adapt, how they can learn to adapt and use it for their teaching. And I see like adaptive agency, like education change is not delivered from top down. We believe that it's constructed through teachers' everyday decisions and actions. And I was thinking how I can do the last punch, yes, and this is what I came up with ChatGPT, yes. Educational change doesn't happen to teachers. It really happens through the teachers. If we really want to make difference in students' lives, we need to do it through the teachers. Only helping teachers, mentoring them, and loving them can help us make differences in students' lives. Thank you very much. This is who I am. This is my photo in Seattle at NARST, my first conference. I saw some of you here. And this is my master's thesis, this is my ISLS paper, this is my LinkedIn, and I could put my Instagram, but it would be too much. Yeah. I'm really happy that you came here. Thank you very much for your attention. Good luck with everything.